So you want to be
sexy
like this guy? Well, I'm not sure I can help you with that. But what I can do today is show you 5 fragrances that all feature the note of cardamom.
So what is cardamom, you ask?
It's fresh, spicy, aromatic, resinous, comforting, and extremely seductive. It's a fragrance that works amazingly well on date nights. So today I'm going to be showing you 5 fragrances in my collection that feature the note of cardamom. Let's go. So first up on the list, from the house of Yves Saint Laurent, we have La Nuit de l'Homme. Now I think most of you probably know about this fragrance. This is such a sexy one. I bought into the hype whenever I first started getting into fragrances and watching reviews. I saw a lot of reviewers reviewing this fragrance. I bought it and blown away. This is fresh, spicy cardamom with a very seductive sweetness. And I think every time I've worn this fragrance, I've received a compliment from someone. Of course, you know, I'm not in search of compliments, but they are nice when they do come. This is such a sexy one. I love it. It doesn't get so much wear from me these days because I have so many other fragrances in my collection, but this one smells so good. Gosh, just amazing, this one. Now, there have been talks about this fragrance being reformulated, so performance is not so good, but I don't know, for me, I get, you know, moderate projection and moderate sillage with this one, and I don't mind that. It's good enough for the specific situation that I'd be wearing it for, and you know, I don't need it to last all day, just a few hours. In my opinion, it's still worth the pickup. As for the note breakdown, in the top, we have cardamom. In the mid, we have lavender, Virginia cedar, and bergamot. And in the base, we have vetiver and caraway. I mean, this one has such a seductive quality about it. If you're looking for a great date night fragrance, this is the place to go. Yeah, it's fantastic, and it serves that purpose perfectly. It's still worth the buy in my opinion, so if you can, get yourself a sample of La Nuit de l'Homme by YSL. Next up on the list, from the house of BDK, we have Gris Charnel. So Gris Charnel is a new acquisition for me. I got this one a few weeks ago, and gosh, I'm in love with this one. It's perfect for the fall season. It's very comforting. It kind of gives off like chai tea latte vibes, which
I love chai tea.
So I think that's one of the reasons why this fragrance is very attractive for me. And it's almost kind of a relaxing scent, and that could be because of the fig or the tea vibe that I get from this fragrance, but I absolutely love it. So sillage and longevity are moderate to strong on this one. I can spray this one in the morning, go to work, catch whiffs throughout the day, come home in the evening, and I can still smell it. So that's always nice when a fragrance has good performance like that. It's not a deal breaker for me, but you know, I'm not gonna complain when it performs like that. So it's a good one. As for the note breakdown, in the top, we have cardamom, fig, and black tea. In the mid, we have iris and bourbon vetiver. And in the base, we have sandalwood and tonka bean. Yeah, one thing about this fragrance too, when this really dives deep into the dry down, it has such a creamy sandalwood base. Oh, it just makes you want to snuggle up to somebody. But yeah, this is such a great scent, and I'm so happy that I've added it to my collection. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Gris Charnel by BDK. Next up, from the house of Memo Paris, we have African Leather. So this is a very warm and spicy scent with a subtle touch of leather. It has a very rich aroma with hints of woods, spices, and herbs. And this one's very long lasting, but not overpowering in any way. I actually wore this one this week to work and just kind of fell in love all over again with it. It's a perfect scent for the fall, and even you can pull this one off in the winter as well. It does give off a little bit of an old school vibe in some way. You know, it doesn't smell dated by any means. This one is seductive. And As you can see here, I only have a small 10 ml bottle. I will be upgrading to a full bottle because I love this one that much. And as for the note breakdown, we have cardamom, leather, cumin, saffron, vetiver, patchouli, geranium, agarwood, bergamot, and musk. So with the Memo Paris line, most of their fragrances, feature the note of leather in some way. I would say with this one, if you're looking for a dominant leather fragrance, then this probably isn't the one to get, as it just has subtle tones of leather in the background. And to my nose, I can't really pick up on the leather so much with this fragrance, but it is there. It's just subtly tucked away. But this is a sexy one, and like I said before, definitely full bottle worthy in my opinion. So I'll be picking up a bottle very soon. So if you can, get yourself a sample of African Leather by Memo Paris. Next up on the list, from the house of Eight and Bob, we have Egypt. So I have a few Eight and Bob fragrances, and this one is by far my favorite from the line. But to be honest, all of the fragrances I really enjoy and love. But if I had to pick one favorite, Egypt would be it. This is just masculine elegance in a bottle. This is an amber fougere fragrance that has amazing quality and it's very well constructed. As for the note breakdown, in the top, we have lavender, lemon, and moss. In the mid, we have cardamom and nutmeg. And in the base, we have patchouli, sandalwood, and leather. As you can see, this is just a 30 ml bottle, and that's a good thing about Eight and Bob is they sell 100 ml bottles, but they also have 30 ml bottles. And like I said before, once you start to build your fragrance collection and you acquire a lot of fragrances, you may not need a 100 ml or 50 ml bottle, as it's going to be hard to go through that fragrance since you're wearing different fragrances every day. So yeah, I tend to buy the smaller bottles when I can. 30 ml is a good size. It takes up less space and it costs a little bit less money. But yeah, Eight and Bob is a fantastic brand. There's some other fragrances from that brand that I'm curious to try. So hopefully I can acquire those in the future and do a review for you guys. But yeah, I love Egypt. It's a fantastic amber fougere. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Egypt by Eight and Bob. And finally, from the house of Nishane, we have Ani. What can I say? This is a vanilla bomb. This has a blast of bright citruses in the top, and then it dries down to a very creamy vanilla-based scent. It's gorgeous. It's completely unisex, so guys, don't be afraid of this. Some guys might shy away from the note of vanilla a little bit, but this is completely unisex and it's very easy to pull off. This is very smooth and rich throughout the life of the fragrance, and very comforting too. Performance on this one is
beastly.
This one pushes out so heavy and it leaves just such an intoxicating trail. It's a gorgeous one. As for the note breakdown, in the top we have ginger, bergamot, pink pepper, and green notes. In the mid, we have cardamom, black currant, and Turkish rose. And in the base, we have vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, cedar, ambergris, patchouli, and musk. Yeah, basically everything from Nishane is amazing. So if you get the opportunity to check out that line, you really should. And I do know that Nishane, they sell like a box sample set with most of the fragrances in their collection. I don't think the sample set includes fragrances like Nefs, Mana, and Shim, but their sample set does have most of their fragrances in there. So it's if you're interested in Nishane, it's definitely something worth checking out. Nishane fragrances perform really well as they're all extrait de parfum. So unique, they don't follow trends, they're very creative, and it's one of my favorite houses. So I'm gonna tout Nishane a bunch on this channel just because I love the brand so much. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Ani by Nishane. So that's all I have for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's content, and let me know down in the comments section which fragrances you have in your collection that feature the note of cardamom and that you enjoy wearing. I'd love to hear about them. Well, I hope everyone's staying healthy and well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.